Today we're going to talk about bikes, and that's because bikes has been a very big staple of the Test Drive Unlimited franchise, starting with even Test Drive Unlimited 1. Now in TDU1, there's something called the European Motorcycles Dealership, and in that you had the Ducati 999R, you had the Ducati Monster S4R, the Ducati Supersport 1000 DS, the MV Agusta F4, and then also the MV, well, there's two MV Agusta F4s. One was the Brutale 910S, another one was the 1000 Tambrini. But that did not stop in Test Drive Unlimited 2, because in TDU2, although not at launch, there were bikes added post-launch to the game. In fact, there was even a billboard that teased this, as you guys can see on the screen right now, which definitely made the players kind of excited for bikes to finally return into the TDU DNA. Now in TDU2, because you had two islands, there were two bike dealerships, although they both had the same content. They had two Ducatis and one Harley Davidson. The two Ducatis that they had was the Desmo, I don't know how to say the rest, RR. The other one was the Drivable Carbon, and then the Harley was the Fat Boy Low. And correct me if I'm wrong, but these were actually paid content in Test Drive Unlimited 2. Luckily, TD World is going to explain that to us because we have the whole DLC system enabled, so we get to see all of this. I never actually bought the other bikes on PS3. I only bought the Ducati RR because you kind of have to, you know what I'm saying? So to explain this better, we have Test Drive Unlimited 2, the bike dealership, and this is exactly why I hope we get some RTC entrances in TDUSC and the whole dealership rework, because come on. Anyways, here is the interior of the bike shop. You can see that there's definitely space for more cars. In TD World, there's actually an additional bike that they added. It's the Kawasaki. But as you can see, you have the low boy here. You also have the Ducati Drivable Carbon, and all the way on the other side, you have the RR here. And like I said, if you have TD World, you get this extra bike, the Kawasaki Ninja, which I'm sure all you bike fans are very well known of. But bikes in TDU2 definitely had a lot more detail than you'd expect. I mean, one of the first things is that obviously you had a helmet cam, because it's TDU, you gotta love the immersion. If you don't have a helmet cam where it makes you feel like you're actually on the bike with your helmet on, what's the point of doing it? But that's not the only thing. We're actually going to buy the Ducati right now. Thank you for the keys. And I need to explain to you how exactly this worked and obviously you had a bike outfit. I really hope we have bikes in TDUSC at some point, which we'll get to in a second. But as you can see, we bought the bike, and there's actually some additional features you had. Because as you know, in TD2, you had the ability to use your indicators, use the roof, but obviously a bike doesn't have all those features. Like, okay, headlights, indicators, hazard lights, makes sense, but windows, roof, spoiler, you don't really have any of that. First thing is that when you look back, the animation of your character looking back is there too. Then you had this, animations to replace the standard roof or other option. You now have the ability to actually like look back and like tease or taunt, whatever you want to call it, and put your leg out as well. So they had all of these. So you had challenge, and even in the helmet cam, those animations were replicated. So honestly, the immersion level on bikes, mind you, the bike physics in TDU2 was pretty incredible as well, way better than the car physics, to be honest with you. And of course, the ability to do wheelies and even stoppies as well. So in Test Drive Unlimited 2, bikes were very fun. You could race them with road cars as well if you had a chance. But the point is, honestly, TDU DNA and bikes go hand in hand together. And if you didn't know already, bikes are actually confirmed on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown's long-term project list. If you take a look at the year 2 roadmap, you guys can see this, which I'm pretty sure is going to change because as we see right now, March isn't supposed to be, yeah, you can see right now, March is going to be Season 6 rather than January. So already the roadmap has changed as they needed a longer time to optimize and bug fix the game during Season 5. But regardless, things like yachts and bikes are on this long-term reflection list. So odds are, if there is a year 3 for TDUSC, we're going to be able to see bikes arriving in year 3 of TDUSC, just as it says. But what if I told you there's already a bike TDU3 out there right now? Maybe you've never heard of it, but it's actually also published by Nacon, funnily enough, but it came out before the release of TDUSC. And in fact, if you didn't know this, it's made by the same team who made Rims Racing, which is a bit controversial because it has mixed reviews right now on Steam. And although it does say Nacon Studio Milan, it's actually technically Raceward, because in that division there's Raceward, who primarily focus on bike games. But this is the game I'm talking about. I mean, you can already see the Raceward logo. It has got to be one of the best starts of a logo I've seen. But the game is TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 3. also somehow using the KT engine, and you'll be able to see all the KT engine quirks and graphics in this game too. But this game was a big step up from Test Drive Unlimited 2, from TT Isle of Man 2. So the third opus was definitely a big change in direction because it features a 1-to-1 scale open world Isle of Man. Yes, that's right, Isle of Man, the real Isle of Man that the TT races are held on. They expanded the area to a 1-to-1 scale and added some inner working roads. The only disadvantage to this game is that there's no online free roam. I cannot believe that was missed, but okay, fair enough, they didn't add it. But normally you could say, okay Alex, but most of the Nacon's games aren't that good, they're like negative, whatever. Well, funnily enough, TT Isle of Man 3 actually had mostly positive reviews. I don't know why recent reviews are mixed, but mostly positive, we'll take that. So again, made by Raceward as well, but this game definitely has a very good touch to it. I mean, one of the first things to mention is that the sense of speed of this game was insane, especially in your helmet cam, which, just like TDU and probably other racing games out there as well, you can move your camera around in the helmet cam. But the difference between this game and every other bike game was the sense of speed you got in helmet cam. In fact, in any other camera, especially first person ones, the wind like increasing as you go faster. Guys, you can see it right here in this clip. Let's just watch this. So now you know that I'm not even joking about this. As I said, this has got to be one of the craziest bike games I think that's currently out. It's a shame that we haven't seen a TT4 yet, but it's a very niche game to begin with, so I can understand that. But another thing this game even had was actual refueling. Now, you can obviously drive how long you want, but you can also shrink your fuel tank just to see what happens when it runs out. Now, as you guys can see on here, we're very low on gas. The gas icon shows up on the actual bike dashboard, and once you run out of gas, well, that's it. The engine sound goes quiet, and all you hear is just the wind noise and the road noise, and that's it. And once you come to a stop, the game tells you, well, you got to go to one of the gas refueling stations in the open world to refill your bike so you can continue. Or you can just sit there and do nothing, but the choice is yours. So there's definitely all these features that were included in TT Isle of Man 3, which make it honestly a pretty good package. So let's open this up and try this live right now. So here we are inside of the TT Isle of Man game, as you guys can see. We'll open this up, and as you can see, all of this is 200 kilometers of drivable road, and they even added some interior areas of the full Isle of Man course, but there's not all the roads. As you can see, there's some roads like around here that they didn't add, but it's such a shame because I still think if you had, especially if you had online multiplayer, this would have been a crazy well, there's online multiplayer. What I mean to say is free roam online. But you had some really good features about it. Of course, you had these where you can actually fast travel throughout other points of the map. Usual, you had the full Isle of Man TT course here, which, there you go. I actually have to qualify first before I even do this one. Then you had here where you can teleport, which again, you can teleport to all of these areas. If I zoom in, as well, you had these, which were like fast time trials. Then you had duels against other characters, so you could actually duel them in a 1v1 race throughout the whole Isle of Man map. And you have to actually explore the map to see these be unlocked. I'm pretty certain that's how it works. Then you had, where is it? These, where you can actually learn about the history of the island. So you can see, bro, we're close to a Test Drive Unlimited game, bro. You explore the world, you live in, I don't know how to explain it. There's just no like animations and stuff like that to make it more TDU-ified, but with the fuel where you can refuel, which is where we're at right now on those service stations. We had a challenge custom event creator. Honestly, guys, like, I gotta give hats off. It's a shame because there's so much potential to what you could build off TT3. It's such a shame. But anyways, it had all the recipes for an open world bike game. It's just that they didn't take it much further. And honestly, it's a very niche game to begin with, so it's understandable. Anyways, you can refuel your bikes there, as I've mentioned, but we'll take off here. And the sense of speed, as I told you. I'll try and not mess this up here. But this section is kind of hard. As you go downhill, then you go uphill, just here. I already fucked that up. But yeah, man, this is what I imagine TDUSC bikes to be like. The only thing is the physics, you probably have to dumb it down. I'll be honest with you. If you had these bike physics in TDUSC, I don't think people would enjoy bikes as much. I'll be honest. So that's stuff you gotta change. But the physics in this game are so really good. It's just, you might need to, like I said, you gotta arcade it a bit. It's more sim than it is simcade, I think. But I'm not really a bike game player, so I can't really tell you in all truth and honesty what the physics are really like compared to other bike games. But I'm sure someone who's played this game can comment on it in the comment section below anyways. But this... traveling around the world, imagine it's just more deserty and you're in Ibiza. I want the same wind effects. If we don't have the same wind effects in TDUSC, bro, don't add the bikes. But Raceward are pretty good at sounds, if I'm honest. But on top of that, in this world, you can even, I'll open this up. You can also change the weather so there's dusk, afternoon, morning, and clear, and you can make it rain, just like that, for example. The only issue is it's not dynamic. So again, if you ever want to change it in the open world, you have to do that, which sucks. The best part about it, like guys, this is trippy. Even in any view? Ah, come on. We'll try and break as quickly as possible. We made it somehow. I swear I'm not that good at this game. Yeah, no. The helmet one more especially because it makes the wind feel much more emphasized. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and try and do these dual challenges as we get better at this game. So let's go ahead and find a race for us to do. So we have this race here that we're going to do right now against Michael Rutter during dusk. So here we go. Hold on, I gotta remember what button to press. I don't remember which one's clutch, but it's okay. You got a much better head start than me, but it's okay. Oh, this guy's easy. I just gotta make sure I don't crash into him because I know if I fall off my bike, it's over. Oh, what? Okay. I guess my guy was off balance. We got a lot of catching up to do now. I'm pretty certain he crashed, but we gotta like catch up very quickly. Oh, look at that sun. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna get ahead of us, bro. Maybe a bit too much. Ah, the open world though. There's so much, bro. I swear they could have done. Go to the helmet cam. This is where we catch up. For sure, this is where we catch up. I wish I had like a time to know how far behind I am in seconds. Oh, bro, we're just no way we catch up actually. If we do, it'll be very close. It'll be very, very close. Oh, didn't break in time. Didn't break in time. We still have hope though. Nah, but guys, crazy massive island. It's crazy. No way I win this. I'll be honest. Ah, I knew. Fuck. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew. No way I win this now. Yeah, he's on the finish line right now. Well, we tried. I will still cry. My guy would definitely be dead at that point, to be honest with you. But there we go. We'll do a last minute wheelie. Just to end this off. But that's essentially what I could imagine bikes to be like in Test Drive Unlimited Solo Crown. You know, they need to kind of separate from the other race game norms, I think. Adding fuel, a refuel, just like it is in this game, I think it might actually be pretty cool. Whoops, we'll turn this back on because it's been a while. But I think it'll be a pretty cool idea to have in this game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'm Alex7, and I'll see you guys in another video. I'm out, guys. Peace.